this video, I'm going to be grinding down some piston rings. They currently have no gap, so I'm going to gap them to spec. I'm going to start with the top ring, and I'm going to check it before I start just to verify. And I'll score it up with the piston. I've already done the front, so now I'm just going to record the rear. Yep, no gap. I have this piston ring grinder, filer, whatever you want to call it. Make sure that I have the top side up, and I'm trying to grind it as square as possible. Okay. I'm running towards the inside, so I burrs away from the outside. I'm just going to piston rings. Give a few turns and check it. Now I'm going to go for 5/1000 inch per gap per bore. My bore is 3.508, which is a 10 over bore in this Evo. So 5/1000 inch per bore size on that is about 18 thousandths. 17.5, I'll run up to 18 thousandths on the top. On the second ring, I'll go 4 thousandths more than that for 22 thousandths. So, see where I start out at. Okay, just a tiny little hair. Check. Score it up with the piston. And not much gap, but it is not really square, so I need to make sure I'm square on here. And I'm just starting out, so the gap is minimal right now, so to the tune of 2 to 3, 4 thousandths or so. So I'm going to make sure I'm square to the grinding wheel. Make sure I hit record on this, and did. Okay. Let's recheck. Square it up. Okay, you're looking at probably 5 thousandths or so. Here's a 6. Yep, we got 6. How about 7? Yep, 7. 8. Yeah, it's 8. Try 10. Nope. Maybe a 9. Let's re-square it. Nope, it's an 8, but it does look more square now, so that's good. So I'm at 8, I have 10 thousandths more to go. So I'm gonna do a little bit and recheck it. This thing's not bolted down to the bench, so it makes it kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, let's recheck it just to see how much you take off. That's probably about 10 rotations. See how much I take off in 10 rotations. There's 9. Yep, there's 9. About 10. Yep. 11. Not quite 11. Okay. So that's 2 thousandths, about 10 rotations. 8 more to go. So let's go a little bit at a time and recheck. Probably about 10. Let's see if I'm at 12 now. For consistency. Doesn't hurt to do this process slow. Learn my lesson on the first go around. There's 11. Yeah, the first go around I ground too much off the second ring, which is an iron ring, and it's a lot easier to grind. 12. So after doing the first one, which is, I don't know what material it is. What is it? What is the top ring material? Is it chrome rings? Nope. Oh, it's a gas nitrated top ring, but it doesn't say what material. It just says it's gas nitrated. But anyways, it's a lot tougher to grind than the second ring. So where was it? Strike 12. Here's 12. About 13. There's 13. 14. Yeah, there's 14. Can I get a 15 in there? It's really tight at 15. So, okay, call it 15. Make sure I'm square. Just a little bit more to go. So my goal is 18. So just a few rotations. Check. At the end, I'll deburr the sharp edges. There's no sharp edges on the outside of the ring, so no harm in putting him in the cylinder at this point. But before I install him on the piston, I'll deburr him. So 15. So to lose 15, about 16. Yep, there's 16. 17. And the gap looks square too. It's not one end isn't ground more than the other. That makes sense. 17. Oh, really tight at 17. So right about 16 and a half or so. Make sure I'm square. Keep that trueness on it. Just a little bit more to go. Alright, let's recheck. I'm gonna creep up on it. Don't want to pass it. Doesn't hurt to do it slow and keep retracking. Okay, now here's 17 again. Flipped up a little bit. Make sure I'm square to the gap. Not quite. Okay. Okay. Alright, so there's 17. Oops. Okay. Yeah, there's 17 right there. It's a little tight. Flips up when I pull the filler gauge out. But let's see what 18 looks like. Which is my target. Too tight. So we're at 17. So I need one more 1/1007 inch taken off for this ring. Just a few rotations. Creep up on it. This is my 18, yes. And there it is, there's 18. Might be a little too tight. Doesn't really hit the cylinder wall. Maybe just 2 or 3 turns. And there it is. Check for 19. Make sure I didn't go over 18. Nope. I'll check just in case. Nope. We're at 18. 19 won't fit. 18 fits perfect. So top ring is set. Now we'll do the second ring. And again, I'm going to have the upper part of the ring facing upwards when I grind it. The second ring has kind of a profile on it, which you can kind of see in the picture here. I have the Napier style second ring. So I'm going to have that profile facing downwards as I grind it. So let's check the gap before we start. Now these rings are from CP Carrillo, and when I got this kit from Dave Mackey Engineering, the piston rings were gapped too much. My bore size is 3.508, so, and there's no gap, by the way. Bore size is 3.508, so I ordered a set of 3.512 rings to decrease that gap, and it's 0, so now I can gap it to what I want. So now again, the second ring is a lot easier to grind, so I gotta pay extra attention to making sure this is square. This makes it come off a lot easier. The target is 22 thousandths, currently at 0. And here we go. Rotations and see where we're at, just to get a feel for how much rotations take off how much material. Maybe 6 or 7. There's an 8. Fits no problem. 10. Nope, no 10. I'll take it back. 10 fits no problem. 12. Well, I didn't think it was that big. No, no 12. How about 11? Yep, we're at 11. So just a little bit went from 0 to 11. So halfway there. See how fast that comes off compared to the first one? So make sure I'm square. Recheck. And it looks like my gap is not square anymore, so I need to square that up, and hopefully my gap is small enough to where I can square that up. $15 can fit. About 14. Make sure I'm square the gap too. Nope. 13. Square. 13 wouldn't fit. 12. Okay. Yep, there's 12. One more time, 13. Now the inner part of the ring has more of a gap than the other part of the ring, which means it's not square. So we need to pay attention to trying to square that up right now. I'm at 13. Okay. Just a tad bit and check if that squareness came back. second ring is what I screwed up the first go around. Had to order a new set of rings. After I spun it like 10 times after doing the first one, my gap came out to about 26 thousandths. So there's 13. 14, 15, 15 gets in there. How about 16? 16 fits. 17. No, we're at 16. Okay, we're at 16 and the gap looks more square than before, so that's good. Alright, we're at 16. 6 more to go. 6 more thousandths. Let's see how much that took off. $17 when it fit before. Let's see about now. It does. How about 18? Let's go for 19. It felt pretty loose on 17. 19 has a tight squeeze. Just doesn't quite make it all the way to the cylinder wall. About 18 just to check. 18 fits, 19 not quite. So creeping up on it just like the top ring. Get all the ground material off of it first before I put it in there. And I'll wash everything after I'm done too. So no particulates are going through this brand new engine. Okay. 18, no problem. I'm going to deburr the rings and then wash everything. Pistons, rings, cylinders. Here's 19. That fits. About 20. 20 fits. Ooh, almost there. 21. Not quite. So we're at 20. Almost 21. So now we're right on the end here. What is this? Oh, it's the line on my shirt. We're at 20, almost 21, and we got to go to 22. So that tells me 2 rotations and check it. Okay, there's 2 rotations. And check. Here's 21, which did not fit before. And now it barely does. Okay, barely fit at 21, so 1 more thou to go. So we're creeping up on it like planned. for the 10th time I said that probably. But like I said, I learned my lesson from the first go around. So one more thousandths. So 2 rotations. Okay. See if 22 will fit. Square it. 2. Came out of square a little bit. Get this gap right on the money. Not quite 22, so let's go 1 turn. That's it. Make sure I'm at 22 again. I am. And there it is. There's 22 thousandths. Right where I want it. Let's verify and check 23. Make sure 23 can't fit. Here's 23. And it can't even start. But 22 can fit perfectly, so one more time. 22. Perfect. All right. Now the oil rings from the 3.512 kit have no gap, so I'm going to use the oil rings from the whatever smaller bore size. All I want is a minimum of 15 thousandths of a gap. All right, what's going on here? So I got second ring set, top ring set. Use the oil rings from the smaller bore size kit. And just check 15 minimum. Yep. Add that to the good list. Square this one up. 15, no problem. And here's this ring. And these are trash. These rings are trash. Now mark them. These are trash. These ones, trash. Piston rings are set.